Hi, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Josh.
And we're
Fear the Queer,
a podcast that talks about everything on our gay agendas, from politics and media
to race and relationships. So sit back, relax, as we spill the tea.
Fear the Queer! That was beautiful.
That was good.
I know. Thanks.
Good evening, listeners, and thank you for tuning into the third episode of Fear the Queer.
It's a very spooky, ooky, and kooky
Halloween
edition. We are going to be talking about Halloween, how it connects to us as queer people, and kind of the history behind that. But before we begin, as usual, Josh, what are we drinking tonight?
Tonight, we are drinking Cosmos.
Ooh, I feel like just like Carrie Bradshaw.
Cheers, queers.
Ooh, that's strong. Alright.
Alright, kick it off, Kyle.
Alright, so I never liked Halloween as a kid, but when you said we should do a Halloween episode, I thought, sure. So I did a little bit of research, and I think as a lot of people know,
as always,
I gotta do my research. A lot of people know that Halloween comes from a Celtic holiday for paganism, and that just makes sense to me. They thought that the spirits and the ghosts would come out at that time. And since then, there's been like some religious groups, and growing up religious, we called it Reformation Day. Did you guys do Reformation Day? No, because you're Catholic.
No, I was very Catholic.
You grew up Catholic, so you hated me as Martin Luther. But let me tell you, it was a fierce moment for Martin Luther to walk up to the door and nail the 95 Theses. But then, they wouldn't let us do Halloween. Anyways, so as an adult, you start to look at Halloween, and I really adore Halloween now. But everyone says that Halloween is kind of like a gay holiday. You've heard that, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally. It is a gay holiday.
Yeah, it's like gay Christmas.
Yeah.
So I started looking at some articles, and I found this great article on Vox. So Halloween as a gay holiday kind of started right after the Stonewall riots. After, Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera fucked shit up, and gays and lesbians and other queer people wanted to be more visible. So they began really overdoing Halloween. Not that I'm complaining by any means. And that being said, they would have their drag queens, who are kind of leaders in the queer community, put on these parades for visibility. And the great part about Halloween is that as queer people, we are in the closet for so long that when we're finally out, we get to express our true identities. But Halloween lets us express different parts of our identities. Chicago has a great parade, as does New York and San Francisco, and it really shows...
It's always based on in Boys Town.
Always in Boys Town, which is our gayborhood here in Chicago.
Yep.
And it really does bring the queer community and the straight community together. You see parents out there with their kids next to like assless chaps and a drag queen. You really do see it all.
Well, do you remember that one time we went to the parade and we saw that little boy high-five Gay Woody?
He high-fived Gay Woody, and his mom was wearing a hijab. And I was like, this is the world I want to live in.
Right.
Where you can just be whatever you want to be and identify however you want to identify, and everyone just gets along. It's great. So another great part about Halloween is we're so used to having a standard form of how we identify, or how others put us into these boxes of how we should identify. But Halloween allows us to really strip those away and show different parts of our identity. You yourself are not a witch. Well, maybe you are. I don't know.
I was like, you don't know.
You don't know me. You're not a goblin, but you're
I'm the
Josh.
one.
You are. You're Josh as a goblin.
Yeah.
So it pulls different parts of your identity. It plays with who you are as a person, and I enjoy that as an adult. As a kid, I did not like Halloween though.
But why?
Okay, so I grew up in the country. We lived across the street from a horse farm, and it was like 2 acres to get to the nearest place.
Mm-hmm.
to go trick-or-treating. So I was like, you know, I'm not going to walk that far. So we'd always go to my grandma's house in the suburbs, my sister and I.
Okay.
So my mom and dad would take my sister Kelsey and me to Granny's house. And we would still get dressed up because my mom loved to do the costume. She'd make it all by hand. You know, I was a Viking, I was Luke Skywalker, I was Albert Einstein, I was a werewolf. Like, I did it all.
Mm-hmm.
But I would get to Granny's and we would go to like 2 houses and I was like, this is too much for me. I am too tired. So I would end up just helping my granny pass out candy. And
So you didn't go out with friends?
no.
Did you have friends?
I had friends. I did have friends, but they all were doing their own thing. So it was like my sister and me.
Yeah.
And which my sister is like one of my best friends. But we would get to Granny's, go to like a couple of houses, and just end up getting back to my granny's house and helping her pass out candy.
Mm-hmm.
And what was great is my granny would go, Kylie, she calls me Kylie,
Mm-hmm.
Kylie, what kind of candy do you like? And I love Skittles and Reese's. And she would just buy me bags of those. So I was like, why the hell would I go trick-or-treating when Granny's just going to like load me up with candy anyways?
Oh, no, that's fair.
So I guess I've always been a little lazy. And there was another time that was, I don't want to say triggering, but it's the epitome of me on Halloween. So I was like 12 and my mom made me into Sylvester the cat.
Mm-hmm.
And she made the mask, but she cut the eye holes too far apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I was only having like half vision. And my dad's sister and I went out trick-or-treating. And I like fell in a ditch. And my dad and sister just kept walking. They left me there because I couldn't see out of the eye holes.
Oh my god.
So I just lied there. Candy
Just lied in a ditch.
I lied in a ditch. Candy strewn across my forehead. And it was like a halo of candy.
Yeah.
And I just lied there. And I kept thinking like, dear God, take me now. Like, this is the worst ever. And finally my dad came back and he's like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you just lying
So
here?
dramatic.
And they were like, we went to multiple houses and you were just lying here with your candy. And I'm like, okay, well, Mom messed up the eye holes. And we ended up going back to Granny's and she was like, all right, put on Hocus Pocus, let's watch some TV.
So somehow yet again you had a traumatic experience as a kid doing like the most simple thing.
I feel like I always have traumatic experiences and I can't help it. Yeah, I know. Aw, for Halloween's right. But as an adult, I like Halloween.
Yeah. No, I loved Halloween. I remember, well, because I always feel like Halloween is sort of like drag 101 for people who...
It is.
Yeah, for people who aren't really accustomed to doing
Even
drag.
for straight people.
Oh, yeah,
Because you're donning an outfit.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Halloween for me was when I thrived in college because I went to University of Iowa, Big Ten school, and Halloween was a huge... it still is a huge thing there because you don on your costumes, you spend the entire weekend in it. Sometimes you'd even do a costume change. And
a reveal.
Well, it was funny because with Iowa and being a Big Ten school, being the #1 party school, like there's a lot of bros there, right?
Gross.
Well, no, not gross. Just people that I just
as long as they're
with.
not toxically masculine.
Well,
wow, I am that girl. Aren't
he is
I?
on it tonight.
I am on it. Go ahead, Josh.
But Halloween weekend was like the one time where I felt like I didn't have to put on a performance to hang with the guys, to be with the guys. Like I could be in my Ash Ketchum costume. I could be in my
assless chaps.
My assless chaps ex Tina costume. No, because let's see. I was a Riddler. I was
That's spooky.
Sherlock Holmes. But basically, the whole point of it was that it was the one weekend where even though you were all donned up in this big extravagant costume, you had makeup on, you had all that stuff. It was the one time where you felt most relaxed.
Right, because there could be like
bros.
There could be like a bro over there who's in a dress, and he's like, "Whoa, no homo, bro."
Right.
But you're like, yeah, totally. But
well, it was like the one time where it's just like there was absolutely no judgment from anybody whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's still kind of how it is as an adult.
Yeah, totally.
Outside of college and high school and stuff.
So yeah, if for me, Halloween was always just like, wow, I finally get to relax for once. I get to don on this beautiful costume and strut my stuff and be a fabulous bitch, and no one has to say anything, and everyone's cheering me on.
They're just like, yes!
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm thriving. I'm so
Yeah.
spooky
Yeah.
and thriving.
Well, I don't know if I don't know if other gay people feel like that, but I definitely feel like before I came out, that's definitely what Halloween was for me.
I kind of feel that. I mean, in high school, I would go to these parties that were Halloween parties.
Party.
They were okay. They were kind of fun. But what bummed me out is I think I was 20 and it was a Halloween party, right? And I was the last to show up. Shocker, I'm 15 minutes late everywhere. And I was dressed as like a wrestler. Have you seen the pictures?
Yes,
Yeah. I was a wrestler and just like padding everywhere. And I came down the stairs and I jumped in and I did like a whole speech about like, oh, I'm a wrestler. And everyone was in t-shirts and jeans. And I was like...
So wait, you were the only one?
I was the only one. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I mean, my friend, she was a referee. But like, I like really pushed it.
Yeah.
I pushed it. Like, to the point that my mom and I went thrifting, and Meg was like, honey, what if we took these red briefs and turned them inside out and put horns through them, and that could be your wrestler mask?
Oh my god. Wait, so you bought thrift store underwear on your head.
We cleaned them. There were no racing stripes in them.
Okay.
And they were clean. But yes, I put a stranger's underwear on my head for Halloween, which I would do again, but only after coming out.
All that effort. All that effort into that.
And all I got was we played pool for a little bit and listened to Kesha. But I think it's great about Halloween, for the gays especially, is you can be a trick or a treat.
Oh my god, boo.
Boo, like a ghost?
Oh my god.
Don't worry, girl, no one's knocking on my door.
And on that note, the series has been canceled. Thank you for doing it to
if I was a maybe if I was a skeleton,
yeah,
I could have more puns like I have a bone to pick with you,
mm-hmm.
or why don't you come over here and bone me?
Oh my god.
Or like don't lose your head, and I would like somehow lose my head.
That's.
Everyone loves a reveal.
That's true.
So this year you are marching in the Boys Town Halloween parade.
I am, yes. I am going to be one of the dancers who does the Michael Thriller dance.
I'm excited to see you.
Me too.
And, well, I'll film you. But the parades are always fun, and I had never gone to it until like a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when my love for Halloween started to actually come out.
Was when you're in Boys Town.
Yeah, and you're surrounded by other queer people, and also people who support queer people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's moms and dads and kids. And they're living for all the drag queens. They're living for it. And it's not like, when, like, sometimes when straight people will go to a gay bar and they might have, like, their bachelorette party there. And it feels a little bit like...
A novelty.
A novelty.
Yeah.
It's not a novelty. They're just... They're like, yes, you're doing amazing, sweet. You're doing great, sweetie. So I really started loving it then. I never would go out to bars, usually. But I did one year. My friend Brandon, Tanisha, and I were going to go out to a bar, and Brandon was dating this guy who I was like, oh, Brandon, you should be Little Red Riding Hood. And this is his ex. You should be the big bad wolf, because he was like big and ugly. And, and
your words.
My words, and I won't take them back. T. But we went out, we were like, okay, let's go dancing at Scarlet, because if you live in Chicago, I gotta say, Scarlet is a big old mess, but they do have a great set of music. Mostly because they'll always play Robin, and I'm a sucker if a DJ will still play Robin nowadays. So we're dancing and we're living, and I lived with Brandon, and he had taken our red curtain in our kitchen and hot glued it into a cape. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, now we don't have a curtain.
Yeah.
So we're out dancing, and we were by the DJ booth, and I had a bottle of beer in my hand. And Brandon, I was like saying something, and he leaned in, and I forget what I said. But as he leaned back, he accidentally hit the bottle, and it bumped up into my mouth, and it chipped my tooth.
Oh, shit.
I tasted sand for 3 months.
Sand?
Sand. Yeah, it tasted like sand in my mouth. And if you look really close, you can still see the shit too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm an ugly ghoul. No, I'm adorable, but
So yet again, Kyle was traumatized.
I was
Halloween.
traumatized at Halloween, and then so I didn't go out for another 2 years. I didn't dress up.
Well, you know what's funny? The first time that we went out together as friends was Halloween.
It was Halloween. I took you to Berlin.
Yeah.
And
I was Emperor Cusco.
He was Emperor Cusco, and I think it was just because he wanted to
You
wear
were
a dress.
cat?
I was a cat person.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you're a crazy cat lady," and I was like, "A cat person." And there is no gender to this person. And we went to Berlin, and it was before Kim Chi got on RuPaul's Drag Race, so we got to see her.
We got to see her, yeah.
With her flat ass blonde
But
wig.
see, Halloween bringing gays together.
Halloween brings gays together.
Yeah, that's how...
And that wasn't that the first time you saw Kim Chi?
That was the first time I saw a drag show. Yeah.
I am the fairy gay mother. I am.
Yeah. He just brings it out of people.
It brings it
out of people.
But I like Halloween now.
Yeah. I like scary things in general, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like horror movies.
You got a Ouija board in your...
I have a Ouija board in my room.
I don't trust it.
Oh my god.
I don't trust it.
I told you about the story about how we did the Ouija board here one night, right?
You can't do it in the house. You have to take it outside.
Which I did not realize you can't do it in the house.
See, I'm all about that like spiritual ooky spooky ghost shit,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, this is what you're gonna do because you're gonna open a portal to hell.
Which I'm fine
And
with.
no, there should be no openings anywhere near you. Because if there's an opening near you, Lord knows you're gonna try to insert something. But you're like, possess me, daddy. Like, no, I'm not about that life.
Well, I did have that sex dream, remember?
Oh God.
Yeah,
you told me about that.
Yeah.
I prayed for you.
I had a sex dream one night where this black figure entered my room and just kind of just forced himself onto me, but I was really enjoying it.
Was it consensual? Like
Yeah.
in the dream? Then that's not, you know.
Well, I mean, he forced himself upon me.
And you were like, oh, hello. See, and after that, I thought, Josh needs to go to church. We need to
The
get
Church
him
of
to...
Satan.
No!
Find a compatible lover.
No! Oh my god, instead of Christian mingle, it's demon mingle.
Demon mingle.
Oh my god.
Oh,
See,
I would make such a hit off of that.
I do not play with that shit, because I'm like, the demons, the ghosts, the world we cannot see is gonna come and get you.
But it's,
I will say,
it was such a good dream.
Did you wake up stuck to your sheets?
What?
You
No.
said it, oh, well.
No, not at all.
It can't be that good then. But I do like walking through cemeteries, especially really old cemeteries, when they're you know, from the 1800s, and it's like, oh my god, there's an entire family here. And if you Google, oh my god, I love going up north and Googling.
To Michigan, you mean?
Yeah, to Michigan.
Yeah.
And with my friends, and you Google, like, okay, what happened to these people? And it's like, they died from diphtheria.
Yeah.
They died from the plague, and not the plague, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh shit.
Well, did I ever tell you about how when I went up to a cemetery in Minnesota to search for a witch that was buried in a local graveyard?
No.
Oh my god, okay. You see, this is why I love scary shit.
I do too. I love being afraid.
I love being afraid. I love the occult. I love stuff like this. But in high school, my friends and I went up to Minnesota. And there was a cemetery that apparently had a witch buried there. And the townspeople discovered she was a witch. They hanged her at the spot where she was buried.
Where she was witching.
Right, where she
where she was witching.
Where she was witching around.
Witch, please.
Yeah. No, where she was actually buried. And the urban legend is that apparently if you hop over her grave 3 times, something bad will happen to you. So my friends and I drive about an hour out of town to get to this spot, and it's up on this really tall hill. So as you can imagine, you have to park your car at the bottom of this hill. You have to climb up through all this heavy grass and all this. There's like broken fences and stuff like that.
Upset.
I know. And at the top of the hill, you see all these gravestones, but they're so old and decrepit that you can't tell which one's which.
Which I do like.
Yeah, which is so cool. It's such a cool aesthetic. And then finally we realized which one was hers, which was this. It had a cross or a crucifix on the top of the gravestone, and for some reason it was either vandalized or something, but it was split right down the middle.
What if they did that on purpose?
Maybe.
They're like, years after this, the kids are going to be jumping over this grave. We got to make it spoopy.
Right, we're going to capitalize on this shit.
Capitalism, once again, using its hand to ruin us. Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, so my friends and I, we found the grave. We all dared to hop over the grave 3 different times. All 4 of us.
Was it a high gravestone?
No. It was a small gravestone.
Okay,
it
so
was like
it's little, okay.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, a bolt of lightning hits one of the trees that was in the graveyard when we were there.
Oh god.
It was so insane.
Did it start on fire?
No. Luckily,
I'm kind of into it though.
It caused like a whole bunch of sparks, and we all screamed and ran off. But holy shit!
Katy Perry emerges from the ground. Baby, you're a firework.
Yeah.
Like you will never be a gay icon, Katy Perry.
Why are you dragging Katy Perry in our Halloween episode?
I just feel really triggered by sparks.
That's fine.
Sparks fly.
But yeah.
Anyways.
So that was my favorite Halloween experience going up
So you
there.
did that on Halloween?
We did that during Halloween season. It wasn't on Halloween, but it was Halloween season. We even brought up the Ouija board just to see if we can contact her. But we didn't have any time to do it because obviously the lightning struck. But it was so much fun. I love that shit.
I love being afraid. I tell people that my 3 big turn-ons are food, craft stores, and danger. And I tell people this on first dates. And if you can incorporate that into all 3 on the date, I'll probably,
sleep with you.
Maybe. Like if we're
you
like
hear that, boys?
If we're making like macrame and I'm like on the train platform and you push me out underneath it and then there's a pizza lying there and I'm like, oh my god, I might get run over, but I'm making a macrame bracelet and the train's gonna hit me and I'm gonna eat this pizza.
Your dad just shows up. Why are you fucking lying there?
That story of my life. I feel like anytime I go out on Halloween, it's just a little tragic. Oh my god, I just remembered another thing that happened to me on Halloween.
What?
So I was out with some friends, and it happened at Scarlet again, so no wonder I don't really go there anymore, mostly because I'm old. But someday I'm gonna like take my face back and be young again. And we went around Halloween time, and there was Honey Boo Boo and her friends, not actual Honey Boo Boo because she'd be like 6 years old, but there was a girl dressed like Honey Boo Boo. She had like a big container of cheese balls, and I saw a guy and I was like, oh my god, you guys, he's so cute. And they're like, let's just like go like dance over by them. So I was like, okay, cool. And we went over and we were like dancing over by them, and when I tried to like incorporate myself into the group, Honey Boo Boo's friend, not real Honey Boo Boo, but the fake Honey Boo Boo, pushed me away.
Oh my god.
And just gave me this dirty look like, get away, Chubs. Like, I was so upset. So I went outside, and like my friends continued to dance because they didn't see what happened. But I went outside, and I sat down on a curb, and I'm crying because like I had a few drinks, and I was real sad. And let me tell you, a drag queen passed me, tapped me on the head, and said, sweetie, there is no need to cry over him. And I feel like that's full circle to Halloween being a gay holiday. Like drag queens, really,
they will lift you up.
They will lift you up. They are the leaders on Halloween, and I love that shit. So, you know what? Cheers to that drag queen.
Yeah, cheers to her getting you out of your weird Halloween slump.
Yeah, I mean, I still stayed outside until they realized a half an hour later that I was outside.
Well, you don't have very good friends.
I have great friends.
That's myself included.
I just have friends that know how to have fun when I'm crying.
Yeah, fair.
But I'm medicated now, so I don't cry as much.
Yeah. But you don't even really, like, going back onto, like, scary things, but you don't know a lot of horror movies, though.
I'm not a big horror movie fan.
Why?
I don't know, because I watch the same 3 things. I watch Chicago, Mamma Mia, Star Wars.
He'll watch Mamma Mia, but he never seen the Scream series.
To be fair, Mamma Mia can be a bit of a horror film.
It's
terrifying.
Yeah. You
don't know your dad? Who's your daddy? It's like a Maury episode set to music, and I love that.
That's like Kyle's personal trauma.
That is not my personal trauma. I think I like certain horror movies. Like, one of my favorite movies is The Shining.
Shining's great. Yeah, The Shining's great.
I love The Shining. I also love Misery.
So Stephen King movies.
Yeah, because I was about to say Pet Sematary.
Carrie.
Children of the Corn. Okay, those are like my 5 top horror films, and they're all Stephen
King. So you're not really a horror film fan, you're just more of a Stephen King fan.
I'm a Stephen King fan, because he gets that creepy scariness. I like the new It. I like Tim Curry, but I think the new It is a better movie.
Oh yeah, I mean,
send hate mail, I don't care.
Well, the miniseries, like, yeah, I mean, it's old.
The thing about the miniseries is, it's all lumped together, the kids' stories and the adult stories. And what I like about what the movie's doing is they've separated it.
Yeah.
That's fun to me.
I can't wait for part 2.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Jessica Chastain.
But you weren't even, like, other horror movies this year. Like, we went to go see Hereditary together. You weren't scared by that. That wasn't. Caused me... Seriously, I could not sleep for a week after that. I don't know what it was about that movie.
Well, he drank like 5 Red Bulls, so...
I don't know what it was, but that movie fucking haunted me to the core.
It was a little scary, but...
I am so happy for it, which I know it sounds like a miserable experience, I couldn't sleep, but I have never loved a horror movie so much in my entire life. It was so good. If you haven't seen Hereditary, please go see it.
I watched it up north, and I enjoyed watching it a second time.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Hereditary a second time, knowing what is going to happen, much better, I think. Because the first time I liked it, it was good, but I felt like I missed a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of like small clues in that movie.
And then you're like, whoa, grandma, whoa, mom, whoa, like it's okay. It all makes sense. Mm-hmm. Everything kind of fits together, and I enjoy it now.
Yeah.
But when I was little, I also love Chucky.
Oh yeah,
Chucky.
Oh my
Chucky.
God, yes.
Chucky's like a gay icon to me. I remember watching that, and my sister was terrified. Poor Kelsey. Like Kelsey,
I feel like every kid is terrified of Chucky or Pennywise.
I was not scared of. I'm not scared of either.
Oh, why aren't you special?
Well, the only thing that scares me is birds, and not the movie Birds because I haven't seen that. But I am scared. Don't act surprised. Alfred Hitchcock.
No, we need to watch the Birds.
Maybe watch that later. I'm only afraid of birds. I'm not really scared of movies. And when I was little, I'd watch, Child's Play or Chucky, and I loved it. And Kelsey, my sister, she was so afraid. She would scream. She'd be like, Kai, please stop it! And it would just totally freak her out. But this being said, Kelsey also was afraid of Michael Jackson. like, did you not know that? She was afraid of Michael Jackson. And not
Thriller Michael Jackson?
No,
like 2003 Michael Jackson.
Like 2003 Michael Jackson.
Okay.
And I remember she would go to sleep, and I would be, an asshole and say, like, Kelsey, Michael Jackson's gonna get you. And she'd be like, nah! And it would just totally freak her out.
Well, I mean, that's kind of fair at the time.
Yeah, he had a lot going on.
Yeah.
His talent was overshadowed by other things. But she was also very scared of Chucky, and I remember her saying to my dad, Dad, Kai watches all these really scary movies, and, like, he's not afraid. What's wrong with him? And my dad was like, it's because Kyle realizes that real life is scarier than fiction. Yeah.
Daniel Bachman coming through.
He got me. No, my dad, he was like, he knew.
Yeah.
And to be fair, real life is scarier. You want to go as something scary this year for Halloween? How about fucking the GOP? How about Donald Trump? You know what? Actually, don't give any of those motherfuckers any more credit than they're due. I don't want to see... If I see a Judge Kavanaugh costume, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking genitals. I'm not joking. I am so done with that. And I don't care if I'm ranting right now, because the thing is that these people are ruining our lives. They're ruining Josh and my lives. So if you support them in any way, which or form, don't listen to this podcast. It ain't for you, boo.
Yeah.
Boo. Ghost.
Boo.
Anyways, so that would be the scariest costume, would be any Republican congressperson. But if I see you dressed as them, I will come for you.
Ooh.
Spooky, spooky, kooky,
Ookie,
creepy.
spooky,
Ookie, kooky, and creepy. So Josh, what are you being for Halloween?
This year I'm gonna try and do Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Split personality, Beyonce/Saucer Fierce.
Yes, my Gemini Venus.
Oh, you are a Gemini Venus.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking about being E.T.
Okay.
But not just any kind of E.T. Like, definitely the E.T. phone home. But I want to be E.T. when Drew Barrymore puts a wig on him and a sun hat. I want to be E.T. in drag.
E.T. in drag.
Like Butch Queen first time in drag. I want to be...
Well, the good thing about that is you won't have to wear makeup.
Clocked. There's a part of me that loves that because I'm such a budget queen and I love a good deal, so I won't have to, spend money on a costume.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another part of me that doesn't ever want to be old and will hate you forever for that comment.
Yeah.
So you need to help me through this.
I was gonna say that moisturizing cream won't have to come in handy that day.
Yeah, leave the moisturizing cream at home. You're gonna be E.T.
Yeah.
E.T. phone the dermatologist. Do you feel like you love Halloween more now that you've come out?
You know, I never thought of that. I feel like I'm able to do sexier costumes that I wasn't able to do before. Like last year I was Aladdin and I was shirtless most of the night.
He was showing nipple to everyone. No one wanted that.
Shut up.
Okay, everyone wanted it because we weren't sure that he actually had nipples.
Anyway, so I feel like I have more liberating ideas for costumes. But no, my love for Halloween has not waned whatsoever or increased. It's always been this heavy 100% realness.
That's nice.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I've always used it as like a way for me to
dress up.
Yeah,
I guess I dress up like other days of the year. You know, we're naked, but the rest is drag. It's kind of true, and especially on Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know. Halloween brings people together. It is like gay Christmas.
It's so much fun.
It's liberating. It endorses visibility.
Mm-hmm.
You can be whatever you want to be.
Yep.
Especially for adults, because after the trick-or-treating is done, you get to go out and you get to have drinks with your friends, go to Halloween parties, sit at home and watch Hocus Pocus and eat tons of candy. It's great.
All right, name your top 5 horror movies.
Okay, top 5 horror movies.
Yeah.
My number 1 is going to be The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I think aesthetic is just like so good.
Yeah.
When I decorate my apartment, it's a mixture of The Shining and Twin Peaks. So kind of like that lodgy...
That cold winter like hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes me feel cozy.
Yeah.
I invite the spirits, but not like you do. I think my second would be Misery.
Come get me, guys.
No! My third would be Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
My fourth would be... I'd say Pet Sematary. And fifth would be Children of the Corn.
So all Stephen King
They're all
movies.
Stephen King's. It's everything that I listed.
Okay.
I will say I do enjoy other movies. Those are like my favorite, and they're not really even horror films.
Yeah, that's fair. I would
What
say
are yours?
Yeah, I was gonna say for mine, number 5 would be Hereditary. Like that instantly like spiked up.
You
into my
lost
top
your
5.
head over that.
It was so lost your head.
Yeah, and if you've seen the movie, you totally understand that poem.
Yeah.
And if you haven't,
You'll get
sorry
it.
about it.
Yeah. Number 4 is Carrie. I think that is such a gorgeous film.
Good.
So gorgeous.
It's so good.
Number 3.
And creepy religious upbringing, so we can connect to that.
Right, like it's weird. It's just like, oh, there's so many like abusive underlines. I'm just like, oh god.
And being locked in the closet.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a layered
Carrie's
film.
a gay icon.
I'm into it.
Number 3, Rosemary's Baby.
God damn it! I forgot about Rosemary's Baby.
So
That is
good.
good. I really like that.
Number 2, I would say would be Halloween, actually, or Halloween or Black Christmas. Those two are like.
I've never seen
Naked.
Black Christmas.
Oh, we have to watch that at Christmas though. It's
It's a Christmas movie.
It's way more fitting as a Christmas movie, even though it's a slasher film.
Okay.
And then my number 1 would definitely be Psycho.
Oh,
I never get sick of that movie ever.
it's a good one.
It's like a masterpiece.
Masterpiece Theater. I really like that one.
Mhm.
I thought you were going to say Scream. Because
No.
you talk about Scream all the time.
Well, Scream's iconic, but I don't know. It's just it didn't hit my top 5.
That's fair. Maybe top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
I'd throw it into even my top 10. Well,
Yeah.
Scream 2. I would throw Scream 2
Yeah,
into
you did like Scream 2, but
I liked that a lot.
which we haven't seen Scream 3 or 4 yet.
I
For
don't
you.
need to. I think I'm good. I'm good.
He's good.
I'm good.
He's seen
Scream
his
2.
horror movies for
I've
the next
seen my
30
horror
years.
films. Right. I'm trying to think of other scary movies that I enjoyed. It's just great. I think Halloween really does help the queer community in a way where we can celebrate with our chosen family.
Mm-hmm.
We dress up in
It's definitely a
fabulous
fun
costumes.
chosen family. Like,
It's a great chosen family.
like
time.
holiday, yeah.
You're like, girl, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm sitting at home painting my nails. Oh, what are you going to be? I'm going to be Aladdin.
Conversation we had last year.
Yeah, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm being Miss Piggy, but like a busted Miss Piggy.
Anyway, yeah, going off of that, I will say that after I came out and being able to do my Halloween costumes and stuff like that, I definitely noticed my peers as well, like my gay peers, and how they react to Halloween well. And it seems like it's a common ground that we just all love it.
Yeah, it's great. It is a lot of fun. You get to be whatever you want to be, and it's just an extension of your own identity.
Which we encourage so much.
We definitely encourage. And you know, I wasn't super into it when I lived in Michigan. And maybe
it's because of your surroundings.
If I would, yeah, but you know, I have friends that live in Michigan and they really like it. But living in Chicago, there's such a great queer community here. You know, you go to that parade, you watch all the ooky spooky, kooky and creepiness happening. The drag queens are hosting it. You see great costumes.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I can see why it's a connector for queer people.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to do a lightning round?
I was gonna say that was a good wrap up there.
I liked it. Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah. Should we finish with our lightning round?
Yeah, I got it. All right. So this week's lightning round,
it is kill, marry, fuck.
Because you know.
Why not?
Why not?
But the kill, marry, fuck is actually based off of serial killers.
Serial killers and horror movies, right?
Yeah, horror movie villains.
Like horror movie villains, serial killers, ooky spooky, creepy. You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw them in there. And let me preface before this. Josh is gonna be much better at this than me.
Probably.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you go first.
Okay. So we'll do 2 rounds each for each other.
I love that. Okay.
So we'll start off with the Holy Trinity here. The Fuck, Marry, Kill edition. Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Michael Myers from Halloween, and Ghostface from Scream.
Okay, first of all, I love Ghostface because, you know, that androgynous black costume, I'm living for it. Remind me real quick, Mike Myers versus
Mariah Carey
versus Jason Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th. He has the he has that machete. I don't know what that is. And Michael Myers is the guy with the white mask who uses a butcher knife.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So fuck, marry, kill. I'd fuck Ghostface.
Really?
His mouth is open. He's willing and ready. I'm into it. And also, he would be the kind of guy that I would fool around with on the phone. Because you know he would.
He'd be a good sexter.
Yeah, he loves to call people on the phone. And that being said, okay, so I'm not really into hiding behind the mask. Which one was that one?
Michael Myers. Well, they all have masks.
So they're all dealing with being.
They're all dealing with internalized, closeted realness.
That is the type of man I go for.
Yeah.
Let's say the one with like the hockey mask. Is that?
That's Jason.
That's Jason. I kill him.
You kill Jason?
I would kill Jason, and I would marry Michael Myers because he loves his mother.
Okay.
Right?
No, Jason loves his mother.
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Oh, then fuck Michael Myers and marry Jason Voorhees.
So you would kill Michael Myers. This is going nowhere.
I would fuck Ghostface.
Yeah.
I would kill Michael Myers.
Yes.
And I would marry Jason Voorhees because he's good to his mother. And I think, like, if you're good to your mom or to your, like, parental unit.
You're good to mama.
Mama's good to you. One of the 3 movies I've watched. If the person you're going to marry is good to their parental unit, they'll be good to you. I think that's a good thing.
That's good.
All right. So mine are kind of like horror movies. Mm-hmm. They're also childhood horror movies. Have you seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes.
Okay, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. This
is such a fun lightning round.
So, some of my movies are not super horror films, but they are Halloween based.
Okay.
Alright, so fuck, marry, kill. Jack Skellington.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky.
Okay.
The Babadook.
Okay. I would fuck Chucky because I.
Oh my god! I can't. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting that answer.
Only because
you're the same height.
Yeah, we're the same height. Shut the
You're both possessed by demons.
Yeah.
Please tell me.
Well, plus like Chucky just has that mouth, like so he'd be fun to like hear like dirty talk in bed.
Bite your penis off.
Yeah.
I'm Chucky.
Okay, so you're gonna fuck Chucky. All right.
I would marry Jack Skellington just because, obviously, like he's so romantic.
He is a romantic.
Yeah,
like
he'd be
that.
fun, and he would have a fun time just having like day-to-day life together because everything would be so dramatic.
Dramatic. He loves Halloween.
Yeah.
He'd be a great husband.
And I would kill the Babadook simply because the Babadook represents mental depression, and I don't want to deal with that right now.
After Josh said this, he pushed me out the door and would not allow me back in.
I told him to go home.
Go home, mental depressive Kyle. All right.
Oh, that was good.
That was good. That was, a semi-lightning round. Do you have another?
I do. I have one more round, and then I will. So I have Norman Bates, the shark from Jaws,
Ooh.
and Jigsaw.
Oh my god.
Fuck, marry, kill.
I would fuck Norman Bates.
Because Anthony Perkins.
Oh, Anthony Perkins, closeted gay icon. And, October fitting, it is LGBTQ History Month.
That's true.
We're taking over. The queers are coming for you. I would definitely fuck Norman Bates. He's adorable. I don't think I need to even, clarify.
Yeah, you don't really
anymore.
have to justify that one.
I would kill Jigsaw because he seems very controlling, and I don't like that.
Okay.
He's controlling, and I'd be like, honey, why am I trapped in this room with my leg in a bear trap? And he's like, wanna play a game? I'm like, no, I have to get to work! And
wouldn't that be fun in bed?
No. I would marry Jaws because it'd be a long-distance relationship. He would never bug me. And anytime, and you know what?
He's an Aquarius for sure.
Oh, definitely an Aquarius.
Yeah.
And I would be like, honey, those rich people over on the yacht, they're Trumpers. And he would just eat the entire yacht.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd be like, yeah, baby.
So you would have your distance from him.
Yeah, it'd be a long distance relationship, and then Anthony Perkins and I would definitely, just be a hookup together.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm thought out.
Okay.
Alright, so my last one isn't great. It's fuck, marry, kill the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
I don't remember their real names, but we all know their personalities. So you have
Well, I would fuck Sarah Jessica Parker easily. Easily.
Kind of the bimbo-y one.
The bimbo one.
Super
so
pretty.
Fun.
I couldn't help but wonder, which Sanderson sister would you sleep with?
Yeah. I would kill Kathy and Jimmy. I
know, she's so sweet though.
But it's only because I feel like she'd be boring after a while because she's such a yes, honey, yes, of course, yes, I love
it's
you. Yeah.
better to be bad than boring.
I know.
Boring.
Oh my god, come on, fight me.
Smack me.
Yeah, hit me something.
So then you would marry Bette Midler.
I would marry Bette Midler.
That's a good answer. That's such a gay answer.
Well, plus everything would come with a musical number.
That's totally fair. I do. You know what? She's great in that.
Yeah.
And I actually loved that film post age 16. I didn't grow up on it as a little kid. I grew up on it kind of as a teenager, and now I love it.
You didn't see it as a kid?
No. I wish I would have.
What is wrong with your parents? I'm sorry. I'm going to call them out here. What's wrong with your parents?
Okay, we didn't have cable, so I didn't have Disney Channel.
You could have had a VHS player.
We did, but I was going to be like, oh, my sister put cookies in that. But no, we had a VHS player. But we just had, actually we had all the Stephen King movies. We had all the Stephen King movies, and we had, Freaky Friday. No, Freaky Friday came later. That was my first DVD I ever owned.
Alright. Well, you sound like I had a terrible childhood. Anyway.
I had a beautiful childhood with a lot of trauma. But we're working through it, which is the biggest Halloween memory.
That's what the podcast is for. Alright.
That was cheap therapy.
That was a good 10-minute lightning round there, I would say so.
I gotta say, okay, here's tea.
But that being said...
but here's tea.
Yeah.
We call it a lightning round.
Yeah.
It's never a lightning round, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
If you've listened to us, this is your third time listening to us, first of all, thank you for being so sweet and, taking consideration on us.
Yeah.
But also, you know that if it's a lightning round, we're gonna prolong it.
We like to talk.
It's not a lightning round, it's a thunderstorm. Okay, from here on out, we'll call it the thunderstorm.
The thunderstorm. Yeah, okay.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers. Yes.
Cheers. I love that. All right.
Well, that was another successful episode of Fear the Queer.
Have a wonderful Halloween, everyone. Be
Yes,
safe.
be safe.
Remember to be tricks and treats this Halloween.
Live your best life, whatever getup you put on.
Or if you don't want to put on a getup and you just want to sit at home and eat candy and watch movies, I support that
Even
too.
better.
Yeah, even better. I might. Well, it's what I do every other day.
It's like
You know,
it's my daily habit.
Right,
So go
right.
for it.
if you have any comments, questions, peculiar sayings, if you want to send love or send hate or tell us your own Halloween story, you can find us at fearthequeerpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on all social media websites at Fear the Queer Podcast.
And as always, my name is Josh.
And I'm Kyle, and we're
Fear the Queer. Bye!